Hello, everybody. This is it's been about 4 days since the last episode, and it did better than I thought it was going to. You know, as of recording this is about like 23 views on the video, which is pretty good considering, you know, this is my first upload of that kind. My first upload in general in like over a year. So, yeah, that's not bad. Um, but I had a lot to talk about last time. I don't know if I'll have as much to talk about this time, but because well, before I had a lot of stuff to talk about, because um, I didn't say anything before. I had everything to tell you guys, and now I don't. um, and not much well, not to say that not much has happened in the past 4 days. Um, I wouldn't be making this video if I had literally nothing to talk about, but there's, not as much. Although, you know, when I started the last video, I didn't think that I'd have 47 minutes of shit to talk about, but that happened. So let's just get into it, see what happens. Um, yeah, this is, oh my God. Oh, I forgot how much it chugs when you first get into the game. But it looks good now. It's nice and smooth. Um, Little stutter here and there. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that because I've got a pretty beefy CPU. It can handle the chunk generation and rendering and shit. Um, but yeah, uh, we're smooth now, so it's not that big of a deal. We should try and get some iron this time around because we only got stone last time, and that's you know. Don't want to stick with stone for too long. We've got wooden tools in there just in case I die again, which I might because this is hard mode, and last time was not very, you know, forgiving. Um, yeah, last 4 days, they've actually been pretty good. They were better than the 4 days before I recorded the last one. Um, you know, um, I spent some good time with a couple of friends, one on one. We just hopped on Discord to call, and we hung out for hours. And both times it was very, very, very fun, and I'm glad I got to spend that kind of time with these friends. If either of you are watching this right now, I love you, and I'm glad to have you as a friend. Um, and thank you for being there, hanging out. It was fun. We should do it again sometime soon. Um, but yeah, I did a lot of yapping there too. Like we talked about all sorts of shit. Um, one of them was drawing uh, during the call, and then later was playing a very, very noisy Roblox game. So that was an interesting experience. I don't play much Roblox, you know, um, partially because I have been using Linux as my main and recently only, well, not recently. It's been a while since I've dual booted, but um, as of this year, I'm not dual booting anymore. So uh, yeah, just Linux. And if you know anything about Roblox on Linux, you know it's got a pretty rocky history in terms of working because it did work through Wine for a while, and then the Roblox devs broke Wine compatibility on purpose, citing concerns of quote unquote cheaters and hackers. Which that's it's kind of bullshit. No one's gonna fucking use Linux to just to cheat in Roblox. And there's plenty of people cheating in Roblox on Windows, so like I just don't see it as a very like I don't I personally don't think it was that justifying. But it's okay now because we have an even better replacement. There's this open source project called Sober, um, which does not use wine and is not based on the Windows version of Roblox at all, but is actually a modified version of the Android version of Roblox. So, you know, this is made to be run on like Chromebooks and mobile phones and shit. So it's pretty well optimized. So running it on decent hardware on Linux, you get better performance, like significantly better performance than you'd get with the same hardware on Windows, which is pretty fucking incredible. And it feels it feels so great because, you know, before we weren't able to play the game at all, and now we can play the game better than anyone else. Which, you know, the fucking I don't know what kind of fucking black magic the Sober devs did to port the game over. I don't imagine it would be. I think it's harder in my head than it would be in practice. Not to say that it'd be easy, but you know, Android is a Linux distribution, and it's therefore not, you know, it uses the same kernel pretty much. There's just a lot of, you know, Android specific stuff that I'd imagine would need to be modified heavily in order to work on regular desktop Linux. But I know you know, we're playing Minecraft right now. This is Java Edition, but Bedrock Edition is also available on Linux now through a similar project, which uses the Android version of Bedrock Edition to allow you to play it on Linux. And again, it runs pretty fucking good. The performance difference I don't think is as great as it is on for Roblox, but it's still a difference, you know. And maybe this is just in my head, because like I have upgraded components of my system since the last time I played either of those games on Windows, but you know, I've had the same GPU for years and years and years, so you know, graphical performance isn't really something that well, graphical performance is like really the only thing that I don't think well, okay, let me restart. I don't think graphical performance would be hindered at all by having, you know, 16 gigabytes of RAM or, you know, a slightly older Ryzen 3, because that thing was pretty capable. Like, it punched well above its weight. It was a good little CPU, and I'm happy that I had it in the first place. Yeah, I guess I can talk about my PC now. Well, I don't know why I can talk about it, you know, but like this is my show, I guess. I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, I love my PC. It's been with me since about like early 2019. Is when I got all the parts together finally and assembled it. So that was 6 years ago. That's pretty crazy thinking about it. But I built it with a Ryzen 3 2200G, which was an entry-level AMD processor from back then, and the G indicates that it had integrated graphics, because most AMD processors don't. But the ones that do, At least back then. I don't know what modern Intel integrated graphics are like now. Hopefully better. That would be nice. But uh, the Intel fucking the Ryzen integrated graphics kicked the shit out of Intel's integrated graphics, and since I knew when I was building the PC that I wouldn't have the funds to get a dedicated GPU for a bit, I made my choice of hardware based on the based on that. And I'm glad that I did, because I was using that CPU up until like last year, and my PC never felt slow really, which is honestly incredible. Of course, now I've upgraded it to a Ryzen 7 5700X, which has 8 cores and 16 threads, so it's quite capable, and I'm very, very happy with it. I don't see myself upgrading my CPU for a while. Yeah. And, when I built this, I actually originally only had 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then I got another stick of 8 to get up to 16. And then one of those sticks died, so I had to go back down to 8. And then I was stuck at 8 again for a while. And then after way too long, I don't know why I put it off so much, but after way too long, I got my hands on another 8 gigabyte stick of RAM. And then I was back up to 16. And then, also probably around last year-ish, I was looking at RAM, just because, 16 is kind of like... 16 is not a bad amount of RAM, it's just like the minimum, and, I want to make sure that I'll have enough RAM for anything and everything that I'd ever want to do. So, this is an AM4 board. Is no longer the most recent. It doesn't support DDR5. It only supports DDR4. And DDR4 being the previous generation of RAM, and no longer the current generation of RAM, it is much cheaper now because, yeah, that's how that works. So I was like, hell yeah. And then I open up Newegg and I see like 32 gigs of like 3200 megahertz DDR4 for like real cheap, like $35 or something like that. I was like, damn, I'm grabbing that. So I did grab it. And it's probably overkill, but I now have 48 gigabytes of RAM in the system, which is a bit of a weird number. Usually it's like, powers of 2, because usually you'd like to match what kind of RAM you've got. And I don't know if my performance would improve at all if I took out the 16 gigs of slower 2400 megahertz RAM. It might, but at the same time, I'm not having any issues relating to RAM speeds, so I'm just gonna, this is fine. I figure, if I ever build another PC out of my old parts, I might harvest the 16 gigs from there, because I like to mess around with hardware. I've got a server, but I think it would be it'd be nice to have more machines to play with. Maybe something for like, just to have like in my bedroom, because I'm not in my bedroom right now. My house is kind of weird. Most of the stuff is on the ground floor, but on the top floor there's like the master bedroom and this like extra room attached to it that's like right next to the stairwell, and that is where I am right now, because that is also where the router is. So yeah, and I don't have a Wi-Fi card, and I don't really intend on getting one, so we're up here. And even if I did get one, my bedroom's on the other side of the house, on the other floor, so the signal would not be great, the speeds would not be great. Although they're okay, they're serviceable, but we've got we've got gig speed fiber in my house, which is great. Um, but I want to be, if I can't make use of that, then what's the point, I think that's enough. That's enough charcoal for now. Let's put 20 in there and keep the 6 for torches. Just to have it. Because, waiting to come across coal has screwed me over in the past. So let's just come out here and light up our surrounding area just to keep it safe. Keep mobs from spawning in the immediate vicinity of my house. I don't know what direction I want to take this world in. Like, what do I want to build? That's my biggest problem when it comes to Minecraft, and a lot of things, to be honest. But I'm generally just an indecisive person. It's hard for me to choose things to do, especially when there's infinite possibilities, like in a Minecraft world. Which is why, usually I'll start a Minecraft world, and then I'll get to like early mid game, and then I'll drop it because I don't know what to do from there. Because like once you're self-sufficient, once you're able to survive, and not have to worry about things really, there's nothing to do. Nothing that you have to do anyway. You can go explore, but no one's holding you at gunpoint and forcing you to go to the Nether. So I usually don't, because the Nether is a scary place. And I'm a coward. I don't know. I need to. I want to change that with this world, because I've only ever fought the. I don't think I've ever fought the Wither, and I've only fought the Ender Dragon once. So, I would like to change that. I'd like to see this world to completion and beyond. I'd like to get an elytra and fly around like a bird, because, bird. Yeah. Honestly, I think I should try and calm down a little bit, because I feel like I don't want to keep... I don't want to feel obligated to talk about something at all times. I think sometimes I just need to calm down, and I think that's okay, It doesn't need to be, me constantly talking. I can just, like, play the game a little bit, yeah. Because we need to go mining, and it's daytime now, so we should go mining. And I don't want the silence to be awkward, I don't want it to be awkward. The question is, though, do we go down there? I thought I saw some iron at some point around here. Are there any other caves up here? Okay, yeah, there's a big one over there. Let's go check that out. Yeah, it's over there. I don't really play Minecraft without mini maps anymore. They're just too nice. And I guess, kind of defeats the purpose of, in-game maps, but in-game maps kind of suck. And I like being able to set waypoints. So, here we stay. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my keyboard and it gets annoying. It's loud, and there's not much I can do about that. It's an IBM Model M from 1992, if you were wondering, and I love it. I love the hell out of it. I got it for like $50 on eBay, which is a pretty good price for one of these things. Usually you see them going for like 2 or 3 times that amount, which honestly, in my opinion, that's a bit much to be paying for such an old keyboard that it doesn't even have Windows keys. So if you are a Windows user or a Mac user, it's not a great keyboard for that. But for me, I use a tiling window manager on on Linux. Works great. Did I talk about this in the last video? Or was that from a conversation that I had with a real person? I was talking to someone about my keyboard. Okay, yeah, no, that was not to you guys. That was, yeah. I worry about that sometimes, about you know, repeating myself like it's the first time I told someone something because I can't remember telling them the thing, you know? Because it's concerning that I can't remember telling them the thing because, you know, I forget a lot of things. Like, I feel like I have an abnormal amount of things, and it scares me sometimes. Okay, wow, this is a pretty nice cave. You know what would be nicer if it had some fucking iron in it. I don't want copper ore. I don't care about whole. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need more torches. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Hello. Fuck. 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 Okay, no thank you. No thank you. Oh. There was iron right there too. That's the worst part. I hope there's some close by that I can grab without dying. Could I get to that without dying? Is the question. Check over here first. Over here would be safer. If possible. Although it doesn't look like it's possible. I'm gonna set a waypoint here, because this is, you know, a big-ass cave. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here, because I need a shield, like, right now. Because skeletons with no shields on hard mode is a fucking death sentence, especially when you have no armor, which, you know, I guess I technically could go kill some cows and make leather armor, but it's not worth the effort, in my opinion and my experience. You might as well just go straight for iron, you know, because tracking down enough cows for a full set of leather is harder than tracking down enough iron for a full set of iron. That's not what I meant to smelt. Okay. Should I do the floor? Should I do the floor up? Yeah. With something, at least. With something. What should I do with the floor? I could do my, like, little classic thing that I like to do in all of my little houses, where I'll make a checkered floor pattern with logs and planks. It's a very, like, classic Minecraft build, which is kind of how I build everything, because I don't know how to build shit in a more interesting manner. I'm gonna leave that out so that I can fill it in. There we go. Very nice. Think something that contrasts a little more with the walls and ceiling would have been nicer, but at least we're not walking on sand all the time now. We can put this in here because we don't really need the... Can you even do anything with leaf litter? Is that a thing you can do stuff with? I have no idea. I'm so used to... I'm not used to the like built-in crafting book at all. Because, like, I usually have roughly enough items installed. So that's what I usually use for recipes and stuff. Go back to Big Ass Cave once the iron is done, which it probably is by now. I don't know why I ran over here. I do this a lot. I just run around in circles without really thinking about it. I need to focus. Yes. Crafted that wrong in the first place, but now we've got it. We've got a shield, which means we can actually fight skeletons and not die. and creepers too. If there's a creeper right there, we can do this and not die, which is great. I think the shield is the best thing they ever added to this game, in my opinion. Because if I recall correctly, you can't back in the pre-combat update days, you couldn't block with your sword. Like, you couldn't block arrows with that. So you just had to you just had to be really careful around skeletons. There was nothing you could do to stop them. Don't have any food on me, so I should probably stop running. Stop sprinting, just walk. Thankfully that glitch from the last episode is just gone. So don't have to worry about stopping for no reason anymore. We grab this. I feel bad about leaving ores in places. Like, it makes me physically uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know why. I just see ore and I have to grab it. Unless it's copper. I do not feel bad about leaving copper ore behind, because that shit is like a plague on your inventory. Especially before you have really anywhere to put all of that, you know? So we're going to prioritize for now. Coal's quite important, so grabbing some of that. Because I feel like, you know, there's a very short period in which you have just the right amount of coal. Whew, okay. We survived that. Damn, you can't fight these guys at all. Come here, bitch. Ouch. Ow, fuck. Okay. This is getting very scary very fast. I don't have any real food on me. Do I eat the flesh? I'm gonna eat the flesh. Okay, we got lucky with the flesh. Okay, there's no mobs up here. Grab some more. See if we can't get a little bit of armor. Because anything we can get will help greatly in not dying to mobs, because mobs are a lot scarier on hard mode. I'm not used to this. I usually play on normal at most. You know, most servers are defaulted to easy. And even if I am playing on normal, I usually have other people with me. Cool. We got plenty of coal. Of course, we're gonna run out of coal pretty fast, because coal, a little coal does not go a long way when it comes to torches. I guess it does when it comes to smelting. You know, you can get your money's worth with a piece of coal in a furnace, but torches. Torches go fast. I don't know how often I'm going to be making these, like I said in the last one. I'll try and upload them a little bit frequently, because I do like making them. But one, I can't really promise that I'll always be able to deliver consistently. and 2, I don't want to, like, get really into it and then burn myself out on, you know, both Minecraft and video making, because I do enjoy both of those things and would like to do them more. But that's quite difficult when, you know, that's just, you're fucking hammering that shit constantly. So, gonna be mindful. Build a little torch path. I hear a skeleton. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep moving. Might have to fight this guy though. Has he followed me? He's over there. Oh, hello, sir. Okay, there we go. Just gotta play it safe. Take them one at a time. It's all good. What am I looking at over there? What is that? Oh, that's cute. I didn't know those were a thing. Can I, like... I can take it with me. Can you do anything with these, or do they just look nice? Because if they just look nice, then I'm not complaining, because they are cute. I like them. This one's gonna go over here. Yes. Back inside we go. Smelt the... Well, we can make another furnace, actually. We've got enough coal, we've got enough cobble. Might as well. I guess I'll put my bed here. Yeah, we're multitasking now. Cool. And we're about to have iron tools, which, you know, was the goal. Damn, we've already gone on half an hour. I don't feel like I've talked about that much, which, you know, I honestly think that's okay. I think I don't want to have to try and sustain the pace and density of conversation that was found in the first episode, because that, you know, I was like, my mouth was fucking dry after that. That's how much I was talking. So I do need to just chill the fuck out, and I'll try to. That's my least favorite achievement name. Like, it only works if you pronounce iron as iron, which, you know, if you're American, you don't. Probably. I don't even know if Canadians do that. If you're Canadian, can you comment if you pronounce iron like that, or not? That would be very helpful information to know. I don't know many Canadians, so I don't really have one I can go to and ask. Yeah, my friend group is sorely missing its token Canadian member. Sorry for the weird fucking the weird wheeze. That's, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. That was dumb. We got some nice shiny boots now. Shall we go back out now, or wait until it's daytime? Because there's lots of creepy crawlies on the surface now too, and that's less fun to deal with than just the ones in the cave. What we need really is some wool. But, you know, I should have thought about that before I spent my remaining 4 iron on boots. But I really want some protection from the mobs. What do I do? What now? Fuck. Oh, doggy. Where'd you go? Where's that doggy? Is he gone? Did he just despawn, or did he fucking fall down there and die? Oh no. Should we go check? I really wanted that. I really wanted that dog. Is he over here? I don't see him. That's not good. Oh, there's another one over there. Or that might be the same one. Maybe he's chasing that skeleton now. There's a lot of mobs over there. I hope they're not on the surface. They're on the surface, aren't they? God damn it. Thank you. There we go. Really excited to get some string so I can make fishing rod and bow and arrow, because those will be quite useful for food and combat respectively. Especially against skeletons, because then I can just stay very far away, and creepers, and anything that I would not want coming near me, which is pretty much everything at this point in the game, so, you know, hello piggy. I gotta start farming animals, because, like, usually I just fucking slaughter them on sight whenever I see them, whenever I've been playing Minecraft, you know? Which is not the way to go about it. You gotta make more before you make less. You can quote me on that. I'm something of a genius. Okay, that was a dumb bit. Eggs. I wish you could just like cook the eggs. Can you can't cook the eggs still. There was some like mod I was playing that let you cook the eggs. Don't remember what it was called, but I don't know why that's not a feature. Why can't you just cook the eggs? Let's make some TNT. I don't have use for TNT yet, but I can make it, so I want to make it. I want things to go boom in a controlled manner. I want to make a big crater at some point. I think I'm gonna make that a goal actually for this world. I want to go somewhere and just blow it to smithereens, you know? I want to get like 1,000 TNT and then just fucking nuke that shit. Hopefully I don't forget that plan. I think, you know, that's usually what I struggle with. So I think having something, you know, difficult and silly, but still kind of, you know, a challenge. Well, it's not really hard. It's kind of, I want to stay away from goals like that, generally speaking, but that one's too funny to not do. I don't want my goals to just be like, oh, grind for like 8 days straight, and then bam, you've done it. You've done that, you know? Because that's not even hard, that's just tedious. And I don't play games to have more tedium in my life, you know. Which is why I don't really touch Elite Dangerous anymore. Like I love that game on a conceptual level, but it's just like grind, you know. If you want to really like advance in that world at all, you just gotta fucking grind. And I spent hundreds of hours in that game, and I don't want to spend any more just fucking grinding, you know. Fucking bones. Where's that dog? I need a friend. Since this is a single player world, I can't really invite people to play with me. So, gotta make friends where you can, which, you know, is with some filthy animals. I'd like a bird eventually, but I'd have to go out to the jungle for that. I think, I don't know when I'm gonna leave this video off. Because last time I had to stop myself from talking too much, and now I can't think of anything to talk about, really. I think when I'm gonna get a bed and a chest plate, and I'm gonna call it. I think, yeah. So we gotta go to the mines first because I don't want to kill the sheep. Maybe we get this dog first. Come here. Come back. Yeah, look at you. You're so cute. Are you hungry? You want some rotten flesh? Alright, you come with me. You're adorable. Let's take you back home. I'm not gonna subject you to to what's in the caves. You're gonna get fucking destroyed. I got fucking destroyed. Like, twice already down there, so... Yes, I hear you. Come on inside. Come here. Hey. Come here. You're not very smart, are you? God damn, would you shut up? You whine as much as my real dog. Holy shit. If I hold a bone out in front of you, you're gonna follow me? You gonna follow me? What about the flesh? You want the flesh? Want some flesh? Come on. Come here. You want the flesh? Do I have to push you into the doorway? Come on. Come over here. I'm gonna sit you down, and I will push you through this doorway, because I'm not going to wait for you to figure out what a door is. Which you apparently don't know. Apparently you don't want to go in either. There we go. You're gonna sit here until the bed's there. I'll let you sleep on it. Back to the caves we go. I don't know why we're going back to these ones. These ones are scary as fuck. Should have gone to the other thing. But I think they're connected anyway, so we'll meet up eventually anyways. We don't have many torches at all. Should have grabbed more sticks. But I think to get some iron we'll be fine. If we go up here, is there anything up here? There's some over there. We got cobblestone. So we can indeed build a little bridge. There we go. Very nice. Grab this stuff up here. Their new iron pickaxe, which is like night and day between, you know, a stone one and this. But it is weird still, coming from, you know, having like diamond everything in the Minecraft server I have with my friends. Because we raided so many bastions, me and my friend Chloe. She's wonderful. We raided so many bastions in the server, and not a single one of them had a netherite upgrade template. And yeah, we went to like 5 or 6 of them, and it was so underwhelming because we went through so much shit. We killed so many, we killed so many piglins, and we came out not empty-handed. We had a shit ton of fucking gold, and that was nice, I guess, but not a single upgraded template, which blew harder than I do. Fuck. You scared the shit out of me, Mr. Creeper. That was a close one. Let's get out of here. Because now we can do a chest plate, some shears, and a helmet, and still have one left over for, you know, maybe if my shield breaks. Or I could do a chest plate, some shears, and more tools, because You know, that's what I'm gonna do. I need to get rid of these stone tools. So, okay, this doesn't go all the way back up, so I've gotta make up for that. Maybe I should make a bucket. I don't know. Not yet. It's not worth it yet. Maybe once I get some cows, then it'll be worth it. I hope I can get some dripstone in the nearest future, because then I wouldn't need to rely on coal at all for a fuel source, because that's infinite lava right there once I've got that. Which I'm so glad you can do now, because getting lava used to be the most frustrating thing ever. And it's also never been easier to get obsidian now, because you can just generate lava. It does take a while, of course, as it should in my opinion, but if you've got a significant amount of fucking dripstone and cauldrons, then it doesn't matter. You know, you can just leave it running for a while, come back, check on it, and it's going to be like full. And then by the time you use any of that lava up, it's going to be replenished. So it's not that big of a deal. Alright. Okay, I should probably waypoint the home as well. I feel like I'm talking a lot more about the game this time than I am about me. That's just because, you know, there's not really anything like big or serious I have to talk about, you know? I had a good weekend. Spent a lot of time with friends, and it was great because I got to know them a little better, and they got to know me a little better, and it was great. We all had lots of fun. I also played VR chat for the first time in a while, which was a bit of a struggle because I have a Quest 2, and it can be a bit temperamental when connected to a PC, as I've found. You know, if the performance takes a hit significantly enough, say goodbye to your fucking tracking, because oh boy. It was almost sickening. I was going to watch a movie with a friend in one of the worlds there. This guy's awesome too. If you're watching this, I love you as well, and I'm glad that we are friends, and I'm glad that we hung out, even if I didn't stay for the entire movie because I was too tired. Still, it's still good to be talking to you again and hanging out, you know. Oh yeah, we played this. I already forgot what it's called. But we were playing this one game where, you know, there's like you're on these like platforms, and then one person is like in a control room with a joystick and is launching props at you, and you have to dodge them and try and not fall into the trash compactor, which is a pretty fun little game. We are looking pretty good now too. But yeah, there's lots to be done in VR chat. I think conceptually I do enjoy it a lot. But again with the Quest 2, it's very front heavy, so it's not comfortable at all to use for extended periods of time. And I know that getting a better strap can help with that, because it adds more weight to the back, makes that a little more bearable. And it just like it has more comfortable material. Some of them have batteries in them, so that adds even more weight to the back, as well as extra playtime, which is great. I should probably do that. I should probably get something like that. I don't have any sticks. I wish that dog would just shut the fuck up. Like, holy hell. Why did Mojang have to make them so annoying? You know, they used to sit there and bark every once in a while. Now they whine and shit. Why? It's obviously not hungry. Maybe it is. I don't know. You want some fish, boy? Take that as a yes. Okay, we'll get you some fish. Yeah, I heard you. Getting you fish. Gotta invent the fishing rod first. Honestly, I love fishing in Minecraft. It's so peaceful, you know? If you've got nothing to worry about, if your base is torched up enough, you can just chill, catch some stuff. Sometimes you'll catch something really cool. You know, I do that in all the servers that I play on with my friends, because that's mainly how I play Minecraft. Um, I'll just fish for a while, and then I'll catch a really good fishing rod, and then I'll repair and use that. You want some fish? There you go. Oh. You don't need to heal at all. What the fuck? What are you whining for then? You just bored? Fair enough, I guess. What now? What do we do with these three? Shears, definitely. And then I'm just gonna keep this in the chest. I need to organize my inventory. I'm glad that I have the middle click to sort thing, because like, wow. And it does it instantaneously because it's you know, the client and the server are one and the same at this point in time. And I don't change. Not like I intend on changing that. I do want to keep the single player, but it is interesting nonetheless. Flesh, put the flesh in there. Oh, we are hungry. That is not good. We are very, very, very hungry. Put the excess in there. Keep some sticks on me just in case, but we'll put the sand in there. Keep the bow and arrow. Yeah, there we go. Let's catch some fish for me now, because I am a very, very hungry osprey. Somebody didn't actually need that food. I'll just give it away. Okay. It's okay. I'm sorry I got mad at you for whining earlier. I know you're a dog and you can't help it. Well, this is a situation for sure. Gonna need a little more food. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Just, well, it's funny to call it that because you didn't used to be able to just go slash the fish with your fucking sword. I guess fishing with a rod is the old-fashioned way, but this, you know, whatever. You're not hungry, I'm not feeding you. Oh, shut up. Should get those specials furnaces soon. They make a... Could have sworn it was only like logs and furnace to make, you know, the smoker. And that's why I didn't show up in the search. Because it's called a smoker. Yeah, it is just log and furnace. So maybe I'll make one of those when I get back from finding the sheep. Ooh, biome change. Very nice. I like me some spruce wood. Probably one of my favorites. I do like darker woods in general. I don't like birch very much at all. There's lots of black sheep. Oh wow, that's enough from one sheep to make a bed. Might as well harvest them all though since I'm here. Is there a village over there? Damn. Cool. Alright. We'll check that out in the next episode. Because we're pushing an hour already. And I don't wanna be here for that long. You know, because I don't plan on cutting any of this footage out. I feel like, you know, it's not the most engaging, but it's honest, you know. It's not chopped up for the sake of your dwindling attention span. It's, you know, this is me playing Minecraft, and that is it. Hey, bitch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Got some wool now. Let's make a bed. Something to sleep in. Nice black bed. Wanna come up on the bed, boy? There you go. Okay, you're in my face. That's... I can't breathe. Alright. Okay, cool. So we've got iron stuff now. We can skip through the night. So things are going to get a lot easier. We've got a friend now, too. Which is great. We'll have more eventually. I'd like a cat and a bird. And really whatever I can get my hands on. A horse, maybe. For transportation purposes. I wonder if... I think I saw some on the entity radar over by the village, so maybe we could take one of those. Oh my god, I didn't see this down here at all. That ice is going to come in handy if I ever want to connect anything, transportation-wise. Because I think it would be fun to build a transportation network of some sort. Because, you know, even though it's a single player, and I'm not really going from, like, person to person, obviously, there's still things that can only be found in certain biomes, so having fast transportation to said biomes would be very nice. I want to have, like, you know, again, like I said, I'm not very good at coming up with goals when it comes to Minecraft, but I would like to have some, like, big ones that'll take me a while to reach. Because I've never really done anything grand in this game, and I want to. You know? I don't care how long it takes me. I just want to have accomplished something really cool. Because a lot of my friends are pretty good at building, or something or the other. One of them's really into create, and she's pretty good at that. But I don't really have any, like, I'm not good at anything in Minecraft, really. One of them's really into redstone, but, you know, I've messed it. You think I'd like redstone. I'm a fucking, like, nerd, so... And I think redstone's neat. I just never got into it. I was never able to make... Not enough to make my own designs, at least, and I would like to eventually, you know? But I guess the only way to get better at something is to do it, so... throughout this series, in this world, which I hope for that to remain completely, like, one-to-one. I don't touch this world without recording, and I don't... and I only play this world when I am recording. I guess that means the same thing. I don't know why I said that twice. There's not really an inverse of that matters. So yeah, whatever. Anyways, this has been pretty nice. A lot more chill than last time. And we've hit 1 hour, so I hope you enjoyed the past hour of your life. If you're still watching this, thank you, I guess. And I hope that you know, you continue to join for future episodes, which I do plan on making. Don't know when. I think right now I don't have that much going on in my life, so I think a couple a week is you know, a reasonable target. So maybe I'll do another one on like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. If I'm feeling it, you know. I don't want to fully commit to this because, you know, I don't know if I want to still. You know, I right now I do, but like, how will I feel in a week or 2 weeks or a month? You know, what if I just stop caring? What if I leave the series on a cliffhanger? But I think what's nice about this is that I don't have to try too hard to make these videos. They're very informal in that way. You know, I'm not adding anything to them effects-wise. I'm not even cutting them at all. I'm just sitting down, recording. I will edit slightly, just to freshen up the audio, because you know how microphones can be, and there's a decent bit of background noise, so getting that out is pretty important. I want the listening to experience to be at least somewhat pleasant, so I'm gonna try and make that nice. And I think it came out pretty good last time, though, you know, if it didn't, let me know. And I guess I will see all of you in the next one. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And, you know, if you're... I mean, I looked at the stats, like 80% of you that watched the last one are already subscribed to my channel, so thank you for that. But, you know, if you're not, and you enjoyed the first one and the second one, maybe consider doing that. Have a good one. This is Woodrow signing out once more.